What's up, everybody? It's Kenny Johnson at Johnson's Holistic Farm. Today I'm going to do a review on the countyline 30-ton hydraulic log splitter. It's been a pretty good machine. I've ran it a lot. 2025, I probably split about 200 ricks with it before I bought my new splitter. That's quite a bit faster. This one's more heavy duty, but my new one is faster. And 2024, I put 300 ricks through it. So I've used it a lot. I also split some wood with it 2023. I don't know how much I put through it that year. I believe that's the year I started. And I think I started towards the end of the year. So anyway, over the past 3 years, I've put about 600 ricks through it. A lot of wood, run it for hours at a time, and it's been a good machine. I'm going to start with the good. There's always some things that can be improved. Overall, it's a good machine. It's done really good for me, but there's some things that can be improved. There's things I wish they would have done a little different. But anyway, the good is the engine. It's got plenty of power, 9.5 horsepower Kohler engine. Starts right up, runs good, strong, plenty of power. Great engine. I'm very happy with that. The 30-ton, I like how much power it has. It has plenty of power. It's a little fast. I'm reading. A little slow. 10.5 second cycle time isn't terrible, but it's kind of slow. But plenty of power. I like that about it. The wood rack, I do like the wood rack. They can always be bigger. There's a table I found online that I might get built to go around this thing, because the more room you have to hold logs, the better. This wood rack is definitely better than the new one I have. I like how it's built. The other one, it's kind of rounded, logs fall off of it. This has edges. These machines vibrate a lot, so if it didn't have these edges, the logs would fall off. That's what happens with my hyper split. I like this. It's a good size. You can fit 2 small logs here, and it has the edges so they won't fall off. I will point out though, it has bent quite a bit, and it's been used a lot. A lot of logs have been put on here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's been a little bit this way. I wish they would have done a little bit of like angle iron so it couldn't have swayed that way. I'm gonna have to take that off one day and heat it up and straighten it out, and I might get my buddy to weld some metal on the side to make it more like a angle iron so it quits bending. I don't know what you would call this actually, but you can fit up to a 25-inch log right here. That's plenty. I don't want anything. I don't even split anything that big. I really don't want anything over 20 inches, but it's nice to have the option to split something that big. So that's a plus about it. You can fit a good sized log on there. Good tires. I mean, it's no problems out of the tires. It's horizontal now, but it does flip up. I like that about it. Unless you have a log lift, you're going to need a splitter that'll turn up. Sometimes I split 300 or 400 pound logs with this thing. So another thing, I'm going to probably just do a comparison between the splitters, because I like my new splitter better, but this thing does have some things I wish that one would have done. This handle is one. This handle's here for lifting it up and putting it in the vertical position, and also letting it down. The other one doesn't have one, and you just have to like grab it by the beam, which, I mean, it works, but you just got to be more cautious. If you got a handle and you know without a doubt your hand's in the right spot, and it's going to be all good. It has the automatic return, so you got to hold it to get it to come out and split. for the return, you just push it back and it automatically goes back, and once it completely retracts, it pops back up. That's pretty standard. It's a good feature. 2-inch ball. I'm glad they put the 2-inch balls on these splitters, because they could probably put the 1 5/8, but I won't buy a trailer with the 1 5/8 ball. There's some I've looked at and wanted to buy, but I didn't buy them purely because they had a smaller ball. It gets frustrating to have to swap your ball out to be able to haul things. So everything I have has the 2-inch ball. Besides my heavy duty trailers, I have a car hauler and a dump trailer. They got the 2 5/16. But any small trailer I want to have a 2-inch ball, because that's what's on my 4-wheeler, and I just don't want to be swapping it out all the time. The other thing I like about it is the gas tank. It's gravity flow, which is standard on most log splitters. You know, the cheaper ones. So we're not talking about heavy duty commercial log splitters today. It's gravity flow. That's a good feature, so it doesn't have to have a fuel pump or anything. But I think it's 2 gallons, and I really like that. My other splitter, it's only 1 gallon, so this thing runs a lot longer. I think that's most of the things I like about it. The good stuff. Yeah. So we'll talk about the things I don't like. The obvious one, the one I'll start off with. I wish it was faster. It's kind of funny they even put faster. 10.5 seconds for full cycle time. That 10.5 seconds means it takes 10.5 seconds for this thing to fully come out and then retract. Not terrible, but not great. The other log splitter I have, it's 5.5 seconds. So that's much better. Oh, and the other good thing, it's pretty easy to work on. Unfortunately, I've had to do some work on it, but also, like I said, I've ran it a lot. So it don't matter what machine you have, you're gonna have to do a little bit of work on it, using as much as I do. So I'm just gonna go through kind of the problems I've had and what I've had to fix and work on. Most of them are just maintenance that's gonna happen. The first thing I broke on this, I feel like shouldn't have happened. I feel like it's a design flaw. So if you look, it's kind of hard to tell because it's been used and beat up, but this side isn't painted. You can also see this angle was just bent on there. This one was built and welded. My older nephew, my 20-year-old nephew, he was running it, so I can't really tell you what exactly happened, but he was running it splitting some hickory, and this whole piece blew out. I mean, it broke down here. It's been a few years since that happened, so I'm having trouble recalling exactly where it broke. But anyway, this whole thing was bent out. Welds broke. Bad enough where we was done running it. There was no more running it that day. So what I think happened is it was hickory, which it's, you know, hard, dense wood. I believe it had a knot on each side. So you put a log here and it kind of sits down. There's a little 1.5 inch gap right here. The log kind of sits down in there. I think it had a knot on each side, and when there's knots here, it kind of gets pushed in. It can't go nowhere. So instead of splitting and coming up, it got stuck in here because it had 2 knots, and he didn't realize it, and he just kept going, I guess. Like I said, I wasn't there, but I think the knot kept it from coming up, and hickory's actually hard enough that it bent that thing out. I mean, it did a good little number on it, and that's the only thing I can make sense of it. I know it happened while he was splitting hickory. He wasn't over here doing nothing dumb. He just didn't catch it. Wasn't, you know, that's something you really shouldn't have to watch for, honestly. So yeah, that, I don't like this design. My new one has the same design where it's got this little gap here. I prefer the splitters that don't have these, neither one of these sides. It's just an I-beam, and then instead of this splitting wedge sliding inside here, they make it where this bolts, they have bolts on each side of this, and this kind of, all this would be gone. It'd just be a beam that kind of bolts on top of it, so this is sitting on top of it instead of inside of it. That was a problem for me before. That's I never would have thought that'd be a problem, but it did happen. 100%. I don't think that's common. Well, you know what? I say I don't think that's common. I have joined a county line splitter group on Facebook, and I've seen other people have problems with these beams. I don't know if it happens the same way or what, but that is a flaw. I wish they would change that. That was the first thing I broke on this thing. After that, one of the, which one? This hose started leaking right here, okay? And I needed some wood split. I needed it, so instead of, actually, I didn't know where to order it. And I meant to bring the card out here for it. I'll go grab it in a second and put it at the end so y'all know where to get parts. Anyway, hose started leaking. I was like, okay, no big deal. Took it off. Went to a hydraulic hose shop, specialty shop. Took it there. They couldn't replace it. They said it was weird Chinese fittings inside. There's nothing they could do. They could possibly cut it, put another fitting on it, but it might not work. Didn't want to do that. I didn't want to maybe. I didn't want to spend $100 to maybe fix it. So I went to another specialty hydraulic shop. Same thing. So I had to call a small engine shop, tell them what was going on. Hey, I need this hose. Can y'all order it for me? She didn't know where to get it either. She had to get online and find it. There's a website, Fords. I'll just tell y'all. I remember how to spell it, I think. Fords. Fords. I guess that's how they say it. I don't know. But that's the website. She found it, sent that to me, and I ordered this hose from them. It was about $100. I had to get the hose and the O-rings. When I did that, I went ahead and got a new hydraulic oil filter. I replaced that hose. I replaced the O-rings, the oil filter, drained all the old hydraulic fluid, put new fluid in it, gave it an oil change. It doesn't have a engine oil filter. You just drain it, put new oil in it. And this is one of the things. That's regular maintenance. Your hoses are going to blow out. Your O-rings are going to blow out. No big deal. I ran a couple hundred ricks through it before I need to replace that. $100, no big deal. It is what it is. That's something that's going to happen. This, I don't think that should have broke. That's a design flaw. Had to fix that. Yeah, replace the hose and the filter. I feel like I just broke something else recently. Oh yeah, the big one. My seal started leaking. I started getting hydraulic fluid sitting here. My main seal to my hydraulic cylinder started leaking. Ordered it through the same website, $100. It was my first time ever rebuilding a hydraulic cylinder, so I had a learning curve there. It took me a little while. Not bad though. It wasn't no big deal. Got it done in a few hours. If I knew what I was doing, I could have got it done in an hour. So it's been easy to work on. Oh, the other thing, I don't like this, the jack. So this thing, you pick it up and then you kick this right here, kick that, and it sets the spring back. And then when you want it down, you got to pick it off of whatever you had it and then pull it back down. Not terrible, not my favorite. I'm not a fan of it. I'd rather just a real jack or a real stand. I don't really like that. I guess the last thing I don't really like about it, it can't really help it. It's heavy. This is a heavy log splitter, which it's a 30-ton, 9.5 horsepower. It's going to have a little weight, and, I'd rather it be heavy and stout than, a light piece of junk. But the thing is, I can pick it up and move it around. I'm a 200-pound man. I don't have a problem rolling this thing around. But I don't ask anybody else to move it. It's kind of heavy. Grown man can roll it around, but I got teenage nephews that help me. I don't ask them to move it. It is heavy. My new splitter, it's not so bad. And that, like I said, that's one of the things. It's heavy duty, 30-ton, good size engine. It's going to be heavy. It just is what it is. I do like that my new log splitter is lighter than this one. I believe I've covered it all. Overall, solid splitter. If you're going to split a couple hundred ricks a year, I'd say get something faster. If you're going to split a couple hundred ricks a year, if I'd have known this in the beginning, I probably would have, if I'd have known how much fire would end up selling, I might have invested in a better splitter to begin with instead of upgrading to one that's just, a little bit faster. But things keep going the way they're going. I'll be upgrading again this fall. But if you're a homeowner and you want to split, five ricks, 20, 30, if you're splitting us under 100 ricks a year, this thing's fine. But it's just, there comes a point when you're selling enough wood and making enough money that your time becomes more valuable. And if you sell all the wood you got, which is something I do every year, it's worth the investment to get something to make you faster. But starting off, if you're just, selling a little bit of wood or just splitting it for yourself, this is a good machine. It's held up, no problems out of that engine whatsoever. Like I said, the beam, don't like that. Don't feel like that should have broke. That's a flaw. But everything else is just normal wear and tear. To have put 600 ricks through it in a few years and only had to basically $300 fixes. I called in a favor. My buddy welded that up for me, and I just had to pay for the metal. But in 3 years, that's all the work I've had to do. I can't really complain about that. It's a solid splitter. Main thing is it's just a little slow and a little heavy, but it is a good splitter. If you want to see it run, I just posted a couple of videos recently running it. It's a good machine, just slow. And that's my experience with it. That's the things I fixed. It, like I said, it's been easy to work on. It's a good machine for what it is. Like I said, if you're going to split a couple hundred ricks a year, I'd get something better. But if you're just a homeowner who wants to heat your home, split your own wood, this thing will do you fine. I'm going to do a video about the four-way. There's a four-way splitting wedge you can put on here. I'm going to do my review about that. And I would say if you buy this machine, I would buy the four-way splitter. It is worth $100. Anyway, I didn't mean to talk so long, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything. And I think I did. Pretty good machine. It's not a commercial machine, but it's a solid homeowner splitter for sure. So that's all. I'll see y'all later.